And here we go. Hello on Facebook. Welcome to the weekly live training, business coaching with me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy. And today we are sticking with our theme of teaching yoga online. I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 foundational elements, 4 essentials that you need to have in place before you start teaching yoga online, okay? Before you start teaching yoga online. So as you start to join, please say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. You're with me for the weekly live training. So I'm here every single week. And today we're talking about taking your business online, your yoga business. And we're going to be talking about the foundational elements. And these are essentials that you need in place before you take your teachings online, okay? And I know that a lot of teachers, especially the ones that are in my community, a lot of teachers that I work with through my coaching programs and the sessions that I do, that this is really an area that they want to get into. So lots of teachers are keen to teach yoga online, which is a really great thing. There's a huge opportunity right now in the world, to start teaching online and to really increase the impacts that you're making on people around the world, and to increase your community and to generate an extra income into your business as well. There are lots of reasons why teaching online is a really good thing, and I actually did a training on that specifically last week. I shared 5 reasons, so go and check that out. It's in the Digital Yoga Academy page in the video archives. But many of the teachers I'm working with that are keen to do this, they want to reduce the number of classes that they're teaching in the studio and start to really look at how they can bring other income streams into their business and also reach more people around the world. And of course, teaching online is a really great way to do that, okay? So today I'm sharing some essentials that you need to have in place in your business before you start teaching online. And the reason I'm sharing this is because one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a yoga teacher is to think, okay, I want to teach yoga online. I'm just going to jump straight into it. I'm going to create my course and then I'm going to launch it to the world. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, to do that, to just jump straight first into it without having these essential strategies in your business. Really, you're not setting yourself up for success. And if teaching online is something that you want to do, you really need to be aware that this isn't a quick win or a quick fix, right? If you really see yourself and you have a vision to take your classes online and you see yourself in the future being an online teacher, then this is something that's more of a longer term strategy, okay? It's a longer term strategy. There's some work to be done here, guys. It's not like a quick win. It's not a quick fix. And it's just like building a house, okay? It's just like building a house. You need to have strong roots, right? You need to have these essential foundations in place to begin with so that you can build a solid online business. Okay, is this making sense to you guys? Let me know. Let me know if this is making sense. And do say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for joining me, guys, on Instagram and on Facebook. And let me know if you're interested in teaching online as well. Is this something you're interested in doing? Have you done any work yet to look into it? Like, where are you at in this journey for taking your business in this new direction, okay? So we want to have a solid business foundation, right? If we want to then go into, creating a course that people are going to love and people are going to want to actually enroll onto, and launching a course that's going to be successful for you and it's going to be worth all of that time, energy that you've put into creating your course. So I don't want you to jump into all of that. I want you to take your time and see this as a profitable and sustainable way to grow your business, because that's exactly what it is. Okay, so the messages are coming through. We've got Alice, we've got Georgina, we've got Karina. Yep, definitely making sense. Perfect. Thank you, guys. We've got Gemma's joined as well. Brilliant. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to share with you these 4 essentials. And if you have any questions about them, just pop them in the chats as we go through the session today. And I think, like I said, lots of people are starting to look at this now as an option, and it's a really incredible option. I mean, it's what my business is based on. This is my business model, teaching and sharing online with you guys. You're all over the world, and it really can help you to change your direction. If you focused from the beginning on teaching in studios and you're finding that's no longer working for you, it's no longer sustainable, this is a way that you can really start to, have it as a little side thing where you're building up and start to, over time, change your direction, okay? And you don't want to be dealing with burnout, right? I hear that all the time. I'm sure you do too in your community of yoga teachers that you're friends with and in your network. Teachers that are feeling burnt out because they're just teaching all the time. And it's not just the teaching time, is it? It's the travel time. It's everything that goes into teaching solely as a studio teacher. And I think this is a really great way that you can diversify and start to bring in higher priced offerings into your business. And of course, there's lots of higher priced offerings that you can look at, from retreats to private classes. But online teaching, when you've got a message to share and you're already sharing it, think about it. In the classroom setup, you're already sharing your message, and there are people that resonate with your message that come back week after week. Well, what if you could find more people like them, more people that will resonate with you, that will choose you as their yoga teacher, but they're in locations all over the world? What if you could find those people and make even bigger impact with your message? Well, you can. I'm here to tell you today that you can, right? So people are teaching online, not just in yoga, but there's all sorts of things that people teach online. So there's no reason why yoga teachers can't have a piece of this pie too, okay? So I think, there's, as I said, there's lots of things there's 4 things that you need to have in place if this is something that you want to do. So let's kind of jump straight into it. But it's really important that you don't miss these things out, okay? It's really important. And, despite the best of intentions, many teachers who are wanting to teach online are really kind of failing with this, okay? They're failing with this because they're missing these core parts. They're forgetting about it. Maybe they're getting a little bit too excited. They just want to jump straight into creating their content or launching their program. And then when they launch their program, it's failing and they're wondering why, but actually it's because they haven't done this core work that should be done around building your community, okay? So they've ended up launching their programs and then they have no one to launch it to. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that situation. So I'm going to talk you through how you build your community and get these core elements in place before you start working on your online program and the content and working on the tech side of everything and getting everything hooked up, okay? So are we ready? Are we ready? So it's kind of like we're not going back to basics here, but these foundational elements are strategies and elements that you need in your business, regardless of whether you're going to teach yoga online, but they are very important for teaching online. So even if you wanted to, run a yoga retreat, you need to have these things in place just for running and launching and hosting yoga retreats. Okay. So the first thing that you need of the 4 is that you need to have a website, okay? You need to have a website, guys. You need to have an online home for your students to come to, okay? So this isn't your Facebook, this isn't your Instagram, this is your website, and it's really the foundation of everything that you do. And, it's the home for your hub and for your community. And it allows you to create content, such as your blog posts, and to share those blog posts to attract people to your website and potentially attract new students. It also allows you to capture email addresses, and this is really, really important, okay? You need your website to be able to capture email addresses, on your opt-in forms on your website. And so that's super important. But also, you need your website to be able to promote your higher priced and premium products, maybe it's your retreats, your online course, And your website is going to help you to promote these things and your offerings. So your website is super key. You need to have that there. So tell me in the chat, have you guys got websites? Have you got a website? Anyone here that's watching me now? Have you guys got a website? Let me know where you are with this. And if you haven't, what's holding you back? Why have you not got a website? What's holding you back? So, you know, there's really a lot. I have a lot of resources that can help you with this. So I actually have a course. Let's have a look. Georgina says, I'm working on that today, cross-eyed. Well done, Georgina. I actually have a course, Build Your Yoga Website with WordPress, that takes you through the steps. You know, it takes you through the process, step by step. I hold your hand all the way. You watch screen recordings of exactly what I'm doing on the screen and take you through the entire process from start to finish. Like if you had a spare weekend and that's all you did, you could probably get through it in a weekend. So there's no real excuse to not having a website. You can get a website, either do it yourself or, you know, see if you can find someone who will build a WordPress or a Squarespace website for you. It doesn't have to be super expensive. The point here is like getting online and having your space and your home. I've also got some free resources on my website as well. So if you go to the business resources on the site, then there's like a yoga website blueprint where I talk you through and help you with the copy that you need on your website as well. So we've got, oh, here we go. Karina, she's not got one yet. Procrastination Nation. Yeah, I know that word. Get on it, girl. Get on it. So, you know, we need our website. It's super, super important that you get that done, that you get your website out there and you've got somewhere to send people, okay? And most importantly, that you've got a place to collect email addresses, which we'll come on to in a moment. But the second thing, the second foundational element that you need to have in place, if you want to take your teaching online, is that you need to create you need to consistently create lots of free, valuable content. I talk about this all the time, yeah? If you join these trainings, you know I talk about this a lot, but it's true. You know, you really do. To be out there, to be visible in all of these places, and let's face it, your students are hanging out online. If you're not creating content with them and sharing your message with them, what are you doing online, yeah? So there are ways to do this really easily. There are ways where you can repurpose your content. You know, if you're making a habit of doing this every week, creating a new piece of content every week, and that content is niche specific, okay? So it's content that your ideal students, your niche, it's specific to them, you know, it's relevant to them, it's something that's going to really help them with their journey. So what type of teacher are you? Yeah, what type of teacher are you? And what type of students come to your classes? Who are they? Make sure you do this inner work around finding out who they are. Again, I've done trainings on this, guys, so go to the archive or in the video section on the Digital Yoga Academy page. I've done trainings on how to find your ideal student, how to work out your niche, how to get laser focused. They're all there, okay? It's all there for you. But yeah, you need to know, like, what do they need help with? Don't put out generic yoga content, okay? If you Google yoga, you're going to get millions of results. But if you Google something like, you know, bedtime yoga practice for menopausal women, you're going to get specific blog posts and articles and information that comes up. Yeah, it's going to be very specific. So that's what you want to be. You want to know who your ideal student is and what they need help with, and create content that's specifically for them, okay? And showing up on Google is one of the benefits of that, because Google likes niche content. It likes it, and you have more chance of showing up on the first or second page of search results if you are using specific keywords and being very specific. So it's a way for you to be found organically, okay? So yeah, so your content is key, but once you've created that piece of content, you can then start looking at how how you repurpose it. You know, you create a blog post, and I can guarantee you, as you read through your blog post, you will have what I call the golden nuggets, you know, paragraphs that you can pull out and you can create, or you can recreate that paragraph into a social media post and send people to the blog post to find out more. You can do a summary of your blog post and share it with your email list, and again send your email subscribers to your website to find out more. So there's lots of things that you can do to break up that content and start sharing it in different ways, so that you're not getting to like a Saturday morning and thinking, oh gosh, what am I posting on Instagram today? So you really kind of utilize the content in the best way possible. So is that making sense to you guys? On Facebook, there's lots of you over on Facebook now. Let's have a look. Yay. And on Instagram, let me know how this is sitting with you guys. And are you doing this yet? Are you doing this with your content? First up, are you consistently creating content to share online? Because if you're not, what are you doing? What are you doing online? What are you doing on Facebook? What are you doing on Instagram? What are you doing on YouTube? You know, where's it all happening for you? And like, what messages are you sharing and how are you sharing it? You need to have a bit of a plan with this. You need to put some thought into it, really, in order to build trust. And that's what this is about. You know, if you share your content with your audience and you're doing it regularly and you're showing up, you are building trust. You're creating trust. You know, you're creating your following, you're positioning yourself. Oh, brilliant. So Donna says, yes, I am. I know you are, Donna. I follow you on Facebook and you're always sharing really great content. Supriya, hello. And yeah, so, you know, you're creating that trust in your community. You're showing up and you're positioning yourself. That's what I'm saying. You're positioning yourself as an expert in your particular niche. And that's really important. You become the go-to then. Okay, so once you've got your content, you share it in all those places. And like I said, it doesn't have to be difficult. The point here is like getting into a routine. And as you start doing this, it's going to become easier and easier, I promise, okay? And then the other thing really is that, you know, if you're not doing that, you're going to be missing out on potential students in your community because you're not keeping them engaged. You know, once you've got students in your community, the ongoing content allows you to continue that engagement with people. It allows you to stay front of mind, so that, you know, further down the line when you've got your online course, those people have been following you for some time. They trust you. And when you've got an online course where they can come into a private space, online space, to learn more with you, they're going to be more open to that. Yeah, it's not cold. You're not like just hitting people with information cold. You've been warming people up. You've been nurturing those relationships and you've been building the trust. And that's super important when it comes to having an online yoga course. Yeah, to have an online yoga course, you're online, you could be reaching someone, you know, the opposite side of the world. How do they build that trust with you? How do they know who you are? They know who you are through the content, the free content that you share online. So it's super important that you do that. And, you know, this actually leads me into number 3, the third foundational, essential element that you need in your business before you start, you know, creating and launching an online yoga course, and that's your email list. Okay, you need to have an email list. It's so important, and content really feeds into that, because the way that you build your email list is to have a piece of content, valuable content, niche specific content that offers a solution for your ideal student, and you share that with them in exchange for their email address. Okay, and you know, then you can use content further down the line to convert people on your email list into paying students, into students that have enrolled on your course. So there's lots of reasons, lots of uses for content, but really having your email list is key. And again, this is why it links in with your website, because you need your website to get people onto your email list. Okay, I hope this is all starting to make sense, how it all fits together. Okay, and you know, I think if you know, like I said before, you know, it's about nurturing people. It's about nurturing people. So if you want to teach online, you know, at some point you want to have your online course or your program, or maybe it's a membership site, you need to have those people that are in your community who are just waiting for that to happen. Okay, they're just waiting for you to launch something. And you know, when you launch it, they're ready. They're ready. Imagine that. You've spent the time creating really valuable content. You're sharing it in all of the places where your potential ideal students are. You're building that trust. You've got them on your email list because you've shared something amazing that they really want. So they've given you their email address. You're continuing to show up in their inbox week after week, really providing value and showing them that you are the teacher, the yoga teacher, to help them with their yoga journey and with their challenges, you know, with their pain points. You helping them to overcome things so that they can really, you know, create a yoga practice that benefits them in the ways that they want, so that they get the transformation and the outcomes that they're looking for from their yoga practice. And then when you have your program to work with you on a deeper level, they're ready for it. Yeah. So this is why I said, you know, the worst thing you can do, the biggest mistake you can make, is to get so excited about your online course. And I know you are, but to get so excited that you're like, oh, I'm just going to start creating my online course. I'm just going to create my online course and put it out there. And then what happens? It's crickets. There's nothing happens. No one takes action. Okay. You decide to just share it maybe once, do an Instagram post, or send out an email to a very small list because you've not spent the time building your list, and there's no bite. Nobody enrolls on your course. And then you wonder why. And this is why, because there's work that has to be done in order for this to happen successfully, and for order for you to have a community who are ready to say yes and enroll into your course. Yeah, it's hard work, guys. I'm not going to, you know, dumb it down. Doing this is hard work, right? I've just had 51 teachers enroll on Yogipreneur Launchpad, which started, it's a 6-month coaching program that started on the 5th of August. You know, there was a lot of work that went into that. Some of you were in the immersion experience with me, that 7-day immersion. That was my freebie. That was my opt-in. That was my opt-in to, you know, for you to come onto the email list to gain access to that immersion. But before that, prior to that, there's a lot of work in terms of sharing free content and being here, showing up every week, being visible. All of this stuff matters if you really want to take your teaching online, and that's the business model that you're going for. But you know what? It's so rewarding. It is so rewarding to be able to create so much impact on other people's lives, like how I can with some of you here today, watching today, are in the program, you know, and not even those that are in the program, but all of you that are, you know, consuming the free content that I offer. Is making an impact in your yoga business. And essentially that's, you know, that rolls out even further, doesn't it? It creates, by you getting better at sharing your message, because you're learning, you know, from the learnings here with me, then you're able to create even more impact on more people's lives. So it really is very, very rewarding, this work, okay? But be prepared for the work is what I'm trying to say. And that's why I said at the beginning, you know, it's a sustainable and profitable business model. It's something that you can do for a very long time. Yeah, it's a sustainable business model, but you have to be prepared for the work. Okay, so we've got number 1, website, number 2, content, number 3, email list, and number 4 is visibility. It's visibility. And you'll just see how all of these things work together. Yeah, they work together. And really the content is kind of the key one. The content kind of feeds down to all of them and then out again. But visibility is super important for you to be showing up. Yeah, to be sharing your content, to be working with other people. Yeah, so that you can extend your reach. Visibility is about getting onto video. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about being on video? Oh, here we go. We've got lots of questions. I'll come back to them in a moment. How do we feel about going on video, guys? You know, video is an incredible tool for us. I mean, the thing is, we have these incredible tools at our fingertips. We should be thanking and being grateful to the internet gods for this, okay? Because it allows us to reach people all over the world, which is incredible, right? So it allows you to share your message. And video, Facebook and Instagram, they want you to use video. This is what they want. They want you to use video. They will give you a pat on the back. They'll reward you for using video, and they will push that out. So your organic reach for video will be far greater than if you just share a post, okay? So use video. And I know sometimes, you know, we get scared. You know, we don't want to go onto video because we have lots of fears of being in the spotlight. But the fact here is that you have to make your message bigger than your fear, right? You have to get over yourself. It's as simple as that. And practice makes perfect. And I've said this before, you know, when I've talked about video, but you go back to the archives and look at my first few videos on Digital Yoga Academy. They're still there. You know, I was crapping myself, but I just had to get over myself. I had to make my message, sharing my message with you, much bigger than how I was feeling inside. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's like anything at the end of the day. But yeah, do your videos, get onto video, connect with people. And in the beginning, you know, you won't get loads of people. You might be on their live and there's no one there, but that's it. That's fine. At least there's an archive and people can go back. And over time, you know, people will do the replays. You'll get lots of people watching on the replay and catching up. Over time, you'll build up your community with it, okay? So get onto video, be visible, use Instagram stories. That's where a lot of people are hanging out now. I know for my own behavior, you know, Instagram stories is where it's at for me. And it's increasing. It's always increasing. So think about what Instagram, when they bring out new features, you know, try and be the first to adopt these new features, because if you are, you're going to get more reach. It's as simple as that. So yeah, get onto video. Think about how you can increase your reach by working with your network and, you know, doing collaborations to help you be more visible. If you're doing something with a partner and they're sharing it on their feeds and to their email lists, then you're increasing your visibility that way as well. Okay, maybe, you know, another thing is to offer advice or help in Facebook groups. That can be another way to increase your visibility. And any other ideas for how we can increase the visibility of ourselves in our business? So maybe blog posts, you know, doing guest blog posts for other for partners that you might be working with, or working with another teacher, and you could both do a guest blog post for each other's website. And sharing your videos on YouTube as well is another way to increase your visibility. And again, you don't have to create, you know, new content for YouTube, right? I'm guessing you guys are like on your own. You're a business owner, yoga business owner, you're on your own, and you need to make this easy for yourself, okay? Make life easy. So if you're doing a Facebook Live, download the video and upload it into YouTube so that you're there. Create a thumbnail in Canva and just be there, be visible, be there so people can find you. Okay, so how do we feel about this? Do we feel like we've got these things in place right now? Let me know in the comments. Have we got these things in place right now, or is there still a little bit of work that needs to be done? Is there still a little bit of work that needs to be done before we can start working on our course, on the content for our course? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a look at some of the comments that have come through. Let's have a look. Okay, so Alice says, I think I need that course. It's changing to WordPress. Is it in the portal? Yes, it is. It is in the portal. Donna, what's to share on your Facebook page or group? What's best to share on your Facebook page or group? Do you mean like different content? Is that what you mean? I mean, in your group, try to produce some kind of what I call VIP content. So for instance, in my group, in the Digital Yoga Academy, the main group that's got 8,000 teachers in it, I have the Yoga Teachers Talk Business series where I invite teachers and experts into the group to deliver trainings, to deliver short trainings. So there's one happening tomorrow actually in the group, but that only takes place in the group. And actually the content I share in the group is different to the content that I share on my page. In the group, I ask more questions because really a group is where you can have the conversations, and there's a lot more engagement in a group than there is on a page. So just again, think about your own behavior and how you behave on Facebook. Do you have conversations on business pages? Probably not. So you're more likely to engage in conversations and take part in conversations that are already happening in a group. And also, you know, the engagement in terms of like the notifications that you see on your feed, you're gonna see more that's happening in a group than you do on a page. So yeah, I ask a lot more questions. You'll see in the group there's a lot more questions that go in there. And Supriya says, I do one post a day on my Instagram and I see that every day I have more and more people sign up. Brilliant. Georgina says the sacred email list. Yep, for sure. And Anna says, what's the best way to manage your email list once you have a list and a website? Okay, so not entirely sure what you mean here, but maybe you mean like what is the best tool to use? So I recommend you guys use either MailChimp or MailerLite is another one that you could use. So MailChimp is free for up to 2,000 subscribers. I think MailerLite is free for up to 1,000, or it might be 1,500. And if you want to do automation, so say you want to have like 3 emails set up that automatically go out over a specific time period when somebody first signs up, then in MailChimp, you now have to pay for that. It used to be a free feature, but in MailerLite, it's free. So yeah, have a look at both of the systems, but they're pretty easy to set up. And then all you do is, if you've got your WordPress website, you use so if you're using MailChimp, use a plugin. You just install a plugin. You go to plugins in the back end and look for MailChimp, search MailChimp, and you install a plugin, and then that will help you to connect MailChimp with your website. It will enable you to add a opt-in form to your website so that people can pop their details in, and when they pop their details in, that information will automatically transfer over to MailChimp. So the plugin is the piece of software. It's a little app that just basically integrates both your WordPress website and your mailing list on MailChimp. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look. Karina says, that's why I'm here and in the Launchpad, so the Yogipreneur Launchpad, to build something that can change lives. Exactly. Yay. Okay. Donna says she set up her YouTube channel last week. Brilliant. Well done. Amazing. And so Alice says, how do collaborations work for video? Do you offer an incentive to the person you invite to talk with? Do you mean for, I think you mean for the Yoga Teachers Talk business? I mean, the incentive is for them to get visibility, right? Is visibility for them. So they're coming into my group that has 8,000 yoga teachers in, and they might be a yoga business coach themselves, or doing some kind of work to help yoga teachers. So that's an incentive for them, is to come into the space to increase their reach, or to share their story, or simply they just want to help other yoga teachers. So quite often, you know, I'll identify teachers who are doing really well in their business, and I'll ask them, you know, would you be keen to share what you've been doing in your business to help other teachers? And people want to do that, you know. So, you know, it's you don't necessarily have to have an incentive as such, but finding some way that's something that's, you know, mutually beneficial, and positioning it in that way is the way to do it, really. Okay. Donna, what's the best content to put on your email list link? Email list link. Do you mean what's the best freebie? Is that what you mean? So you're saying email list link. So I'm thinking you mean sign up link, and then what that content would be. Just let me know quickly if that's what you mean. So again, it comes back to what I was saying before about content, right? It comes back to what I was saying about creating valuable content that's niche specific. And when I say valuable, I mean helping somebody, right? You need to help someone. Yeah, she says freebie. What's the best freebie? So, you know, you need to understand what people want. So again, going back to your community and making sure you've done that inner work around understanding and identifying their challenges. You know, what is it that they need help with? What is the transformation that they're really looking for? And how can you offer a solution that will help them with their need, right? So, you know, maybe it's, let's think of some examples. So maybe could be your students might be like struggling with sleep. Yeah, so they're struggling with sleep. Maybe they're really stressed out people, city workers. I mean, I'm making this up now. So really stressed out, they're struggling with their sleep. They really need to start meditating and finding some inner peace. And your piece of content, your freebie, is like a 7-day meditation audio series for sleep. So it's quite specific because you've been talking to your audience and a lot of them are telling you, really struggling with my sleep, can't sleep at night. So it's about understanding, what do people need? What do your students really need? What do they need help with in their own lives? How can yoga help that? And how can you create something that's going to help them? That's, you know, when they see it, they're like, you're entering that conversation in their head. They're like, oh, that's exactly what I need right now. You know, I want to get into my meditation. I've been struggling with that. I need to find a way to really help me get off at night. And maybe that's the thing for them. So there's lots of things, but you need to really think about, you know, how you can help and provide a solution with the content that you're creating. And a really good thing, like freebies that have more value are things like challenges, series of videos that maybe they get every single day. Maybe you could do a challenge in a Facebook group, you know, exactly what I did with the Yogipreneur business immersion. You know, the content that I created there was to help yoga teachers who are struggling in their business, you know, with specific things. So the content was all around the things that they're struggling with. So again, I was providing a solution, and that's why people would sign up to it. So really think about that and create the content around that, but try to really make it your best work. You want it to be your best work because you want people to sign up and be like, oh, wow, if her free content is like this, imagine what her paid for content is like. Imagine what I'm going to get out of that. If I got all of this out of this 3-day meditation challenge, imagine what I'm going to get out of this new program that she's just launched. So that's what you want. You want people to see how good you are. And you are good. You've all got amazing businesses, you know, that you're developing, and you're doing good work, and you're here. The fact that you're here means you're really showing up, and you want to do even better things in the world. So do your best work, guys. I know you will. Right, I think I'm gonna finish up now, actually. So if there are any other questions that come through, if you're watching the replay, then just tag me in the question and I will come back to you. But this really, over the coming weeks, and I mentioned this last week, I'm going to be sharing content around teaching yoga online. And really this came from, you know, the immersion. Lots of you in the business immersion were telling me, I really want to teach yoga online, and lots of you didn't enroll on the Yogipreneur Launchpad because you're waiting for the Profitable Yoga Teacher, which is going to be launched at the end of this year, and that's a 6-month program which is specifically about teaching yoga online. And so I thought, you know, now is a good time to really help you guys with your mindset around it and understanding how this works. You know, like I said, it's a lot of work goes into this, so you have to be prepared for it. But the lives that I'll be doing, the live trainings that I'll be doing over the coming weeks are really focused on teaching online. So next week I'm going to be sharing with you how expert do you have to be to teach yoga online, because one of the things that people say is like, well, I'm not expert enough to teach online. So that's really a myth, and I'm going to debunk that myth for you next week. So please join me next week for that. And yeah, love you and leave you, really. So no more questions will come through. Perfect. Thank you for joining me, everybody. See you guys next week. Lots of love. Lots of love.